Good morning, Mesut, and welcome to Arsenal Football Club. Could you tell us how it feels to be an Arsenal player?
Good morning, everybody. It feels great. It's really great. I feel very good here. It's great to be part of this team. The city is very nice. You can see how familiar this club is, right? Just when I arrived here, everything was great. I feel very well in this team. Everybody is very cordial. The coach, the boss is great. I'm sure he will improve me. I want to continue developing here, and this is why I have come here, and I'm proud to be part of this team.
Duty as well. It must have been a crazy time.
Die Frage war, also die letzten 2 Wochen waren ein bisschen wahnsinnig. Sehr viel ist passiert und wie war es?
Also natürlich.
Yeah, very interesting, of course. I couldn't really think a lot about Arsenal because I had to focus on the national team. But of course I talked to Mertesacker and Podolski about Arsenal. I asked them how the club is, how the people are here. Of course, I'm curious. This is something very new for me. I really look forward to this task. I've only heard positive things, and I really know myself how this club is. It's a very familiar club, a very successful club with very young players, and the young players develop very well here. And this was one of the reasons why I have chosen to come here. I want to continue improving myself, and as I said, I'm really happy to be here under such a great manager.
Spoken about the influence of Arsene Wenger in your statement, and you've spoken about it in your answers now. Just expand on that without wishing to embarrass Arsene at all, but how influential was he in your decision to come?
Die Frage war, der Einfluss von Arsene bei deiner Entscheidung sehr wichtig war. Wie wichtig war der Einfluss?
Also
that was the most important for us, what he thinks about me, what his plans are with me. And I decided to come to Arsenal because I have the trust and this familiar environment here. This was the most important thing for us. And he told me what he thinks about me, and this was the reason why I chose Arsenal.
From me, Mesut talked about the plans that you have for him. Could you tell us what they are as far as you can?
The plans are quite simple. That he plays at his... we have, I think he has a style of play that can well integrate our style of play because we have a game that is based on movement, technical ability, creativity, and he has all the attributes to be one of the leaders of our team.
Message willkommen. What do you think you can achieve at this
club? We want to play offensive and good football, and to keep clean sheets. We want to play attractive football to improve, but of course also successful football. I can't promise to win trophies, but I can promise that as a team we will give our all to win trophies. Of course, definitely. I know the team. I know what talent we have here, and I think every player wants to be successful, and Arsenal is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and we definitely want to achieve something with this team. That's what we work for very hard. Of course, it will be very difficult because the league is the strongest in the world, very balanced, but we will give everything to have success. Well, I've seen myself what they said. It's a very familiar environment. It's a very respectful treatment here. Everybody is very nice, and this is very important for me to feel good here. This is where I will work day in, day out. So this is what they told me, and I've seen it, and yes, they were right. Of course, we haven't talked too much because I had to focus on the national team, but I've seen everything they told me, and yeah, I'm proud of it.
There's been something said in the Bild-Zeitung from Madrid. Is that disturbing for you as you arrive at a new club?
Well, I don't want to say anything bad about Madrid because I had 3 wonderful years there. I have great friends there, and also we achieved a lot with the club, some trophies, and I had a great time there. So that's why I don't really want to talk a lot about it. The people who know me know how professional I am, and I think in the past years one could see how many games I played, 159 games, and if you're not professional in your life, then I don't think you can play that many games. So people know how professional I am, and this is what counts, and all the rumors, I don't care about them. I have a new task here. I'm just looking ahead. I am in London now. We have big goals here, and we will work very hard to reach these goals.
Leben können. Haben Sie schon eine Wohnung gefunden?
Nee, ich bin natürlich auf der Suche, Wohnung oder.
I'm still trying to find a flat here or a house. I've only been here for 2 days. I haven't had much time, but I'm sure I will find something nice. In any case, I'll like here.
Living in London, how do you find yourself a player?
Many of the Madrid players have said how disappointed they were that you left. How hard was it to leave the club?
Die Frage war, viele Spieler aus Madrid haben gesagt, dass sie enttäuscht waren, dass du den Club verlassen musstest. Wie enttäuscht waren?
Also
Well, I'm not disappointed. I am at Arsenal now, which is one of the biggest clubs in the world. I think I will go my way here. Of course, I had a very good time in Madrid. As I said, I have lots of friends there, very good moments there, and you can see by the reaction of the fans and the players that they didn't understand the move. But this is football. You always have to look ahead. I've made the next step. This is something new for me. I'm in the strongest league in the world and have to prove myself here to continue developing here. And this is why I am at the right club.
Die Frage war, wie hat Arsenal den Club verkauft?
Also die müssen nicht groß.
Well, they don't have to say a whole lot about the club. I know how successful Arsenal have been and what successful players they have. Players like Henri, Fabregas. So I know that the step here is the right one for me because many young players came here and got better and got to become the best players in the world. And this is why I want to go my way here.
Apart from the German players who you obviously know well, Who are the players that you're most looking forward to playing with now in the current Arsenal team?
Die Frage war, also du kennst schon viele deutsche Spieler, wie Per und Lukas, aber außerdem, welche Spiele freust du dich darauf mitzuspielen?
Also ich freue mich auch.
I look forward to playing with the whole team. It would be wrong to name a few players. We are one team. We have a goal with the team. We want to go our way together, and therefore I look forward to playing with everybody.
Also, es ist alles Schlag auf Schlag für dich, alles sehr schnell gewesen. Was steht jetzt in den nächsten Tagen für dich an, bis zum ersten Auswärtsspiel, bis zum Einsatz in Sunderland?
Also das Wichtigste für
Also die Frage war, I'm sorry, so everything's been very quickly, happened very quickly for you. And of course this weekend you have the game against Sunderland coming up. How's that been for you?
For me, the most important thing is that I have fun. I love playing football, and I am really glad that I can train now, so we'll have lots of games, a busy schedule, and I really look forward to it.
Können Sie noch einmal auf Deutsch schildern, wie dieses ja schon legendäre Telefongespräch mit Herrn Oziel abgelaufen ist? Also das muss ja eine Charmoffensive, war das in deutscher Sprache von Ihnen gewesen sein, ihn
Yes, we speak in German, but when Mesut went to Real, we already were in touch. Back then I wanted to get him to Arsenal, but it didn't work back then. So, but that was the start of our relationship. And now, the second time, it worked. So, that's why I think the first contact really helped.
In conversation over the phone with Mesut and his father, what were the conversations like, and how did you convince Mesut to come and join us?
Mesut, English football has a reputation for being very physical and tough. Has anyone warned you about that, and you think you can cope with the stronger physical nature of the game?
Also die Frage war, englischer Fußball hat einen Ruf, als dass es sehr physisch ist, und wie kannst du das umgehen?
Also ich freue mich eher.
I look forward to playing in this league. I've watched a lot of Premier League games because the Spanish games are always so late in the day that I was able to watch them. So of course it's very physical here, but it's a man's sport, and I'm really glad to play in the best league in the world, and I want to prove myself in England, and therefore I look forward to playing here. And I also played in the Bundesliga and in Spain, and I always proved myself, so I know that I will prove myself here as well.
Hello Mesut, I wondered, do you feel a special responsibility to come to a club as a very big signing? There's a big price tag on your head. This club has never spent that kind of money before. You're obviously
Don't look
going
at
to be
me
a
when
major
you say
player.
that.
Do you feel a responsibility to be a very important player for Arsenal immediately?
Die Frage war, also Arsenal hat eine große Summe Geld bezahlt für dich. Ist das irgendwie ein Druck für dich?
Nee, überhaupt nicht. Ich habe ja in der Vergangenheit gesagt.
No, I would have come here without a fee. That wouldn't have been a problem. So, of course, I'm proud of this, but the most important thing for me is that the manager trusts me, that I get that trust from him. So this was the crucial point for me, and this is why I have come here, because he trusts me.
As you say yourself, you've played a lot of games for Madrid. You've been part of a relatively successful German team. Why, therefore, do you think Madrid were happy to let you go?
Also die Frage war, also du hast schon die Erfolg gehabt bei der Nationalmannschaft, bei Madrid. Also warum denkst du, dass Madrid dich verlassen hat?
Ich habe ja auch dazu.
Well, I've talked about this in the past. I did not get the respect and the trust. Was a bit difficult, and this when I talked to Arsene on the phone, then that was full of respect, and me as a player, I need the respect, and I felt that here, and this is why I have come here. And again, I don't want to talk about Real Madrid. The time there was great, but the topic is over. I want to look ahead. I will have wonderful years here. Hopefully I will win many trophies and stay healthy, and this is what I look forward to.
Possible for Messi to say one sentence in English to the message to the Arsenal fans? I know everyone would appreciate that. One sentence in English.
I'm a Gunner.
Thanks, Mesut.
You're welcome.
I'll send if you wait there.
Thank you, Mesut. I would love to go with you.
Okay, a few questions for Arsene just on the game.
Arsene, getting back to the bread and butter, could we ask about your team ahead of the game at Sunderland?
We have lost, as you know, Thomas Rosicky during the game for Czechia against Italy, and everybody else should be available for Sunderland.
Going back to Ouzil then, is there a possibility he could start? Would you feel concerned about starting him in a game straight away in the Premier League?
I haven't decided yet, but there is a possibility, yes, that he starts.
And just finally from me, a quick word on Sunderland. They've had a sticky start, but you know it's going to be tough up there.
Premier League is Premier League. It's back to what we know about it, and if you look at the start of the season, you prepare yourself with the history of last season and how the new season has started. You know that everywhere you need to be at your best. It's always tricky after the national team games to get the same focus back very quickly, and the job will be, of course, to get everybody to recover physically, mentally, because some players had disappointments, and to get them focused again on the club results.
Arsene, just to follow up on the fitness front, are Theo and Jack Wilshere fully fit?
Yes.
They didn't pick up any knocks in for
They had knocks. We had them. They had a light session today, but they will be available.
Fantastic. To go back to Mesut as well, can you give us an idea of how hectic transfer deadline day was, or was it all under control? Were you fully calm that it would happen?
To say that it was all under control is a bit exaggerated, because not a lot was under control. But I told you 2 or 3 days before, I looked a bit lonely when I said that I was optimistic. But in the end it happened, and I thought we had a chance to do it, a small one, but we worked very hard on it until the end. It was very complicated in the end because the timing was short. But on Sunday, when I came to the Tottenham game, just at 2 o'clock, I thought we will manage to do it. Before the game, I knew we were 90% there.
Did it jar with you slightly spending that amount of money, or was it?
No, not at all. There's 2 things that are completely different. One, I fight for the teams to spend the club, to spend the money they have made, and not the money they have artificially earned. And once we have made that money, I'm happy to spend it, you know. But as you know as well, what is very important for us is to find world-class players, and there are not plenty around.
Having said that, Arsene, how surprised were you then that he became available? I think there's a genuine surprise that Madrid actually let him go.
Honestly, I think it was linked with the Bale transfer, you know. I don't know exactly what happened inside the club in Madrid. Was it down for financial reasons, to financial reasons? Was it down to the fact that when they bought Bale, they had Isco, and who did they had to let maybe somebody go? I was surprised, yes.
And is this a statement by Arsenal going out and paying this amount of money?
Of course, we had to go through some years. When I signed a long contract, I knew that we had to go through some years where we had restricted financial potential, and the target was to stay in the top in the Champions League during this period, and we managed to do it. We are now in a stronger position financially.
And where will you play him? Just behind the striker?
His best position, yes, is behind the strikers or the striker.
Talking about that, are you disappointed you couldn't get another striker in before the end of the window?
Disappointed, no, but we were open to bring one more player in, yes, or even two.
Can I just one about Paolo Di Canio? What do you make of him as a manager, as an individual?
As an individual, I don't know him well enough to make any assessment. As a player, for me, he was a fantastic football player. And as a manager, he's at the start of his career, and a club like Sunderland is, of course, is very important for him. So the start of your career is very important, and I think he has the passion and the quality to be successful.
Arsenal club has spent a lot of money now. Arsenal season ticket holders spend a lot of money. Is this where we're seeing the value for money that's going to come back through from that?
You know, the best thing is to spend the money in a very efficient way. That means to strengthen the team and to spend the money you can afford to spend. If you manage the two together, it's good. And I'm confident that with Oziel we have done that.
Been some reports over the weekend when I spoke to you before the international break about your own future. Is that something now that you're going to is going to be more of an issue for you about getting that settled, your own future past the end of the season?
My own situation?
Yeah.
But we are not in a hurry, you know. We are in September. My contract finishes in June. It's a long way to go.
Last one, James.
Are there more talks planned about your future?
No. There's no need to plan, you know. I said many times that I want to do well for this club, and at the end I will sit down and think how well have I done with the team I had, and that has to be sufficient for me to decide yes or no.
So will it basically be how well this team does this season that will determine whether you stay or not?
That's, of course, one of the main judgment you can have about the manager is to how well he does with his team.
And just on Oziel, would you describe him as your biggest ever signing? I'm not talking about the money. I mean more in terms of his stats.
You can only, you know, you can only judge about the money. Of course, that's mathematical. You can say it's biggest ever signing. About quality players, it's difficult to compare. But we had some big signings before.
When you think of like Bergkamp, for example, he obviously had a couple of bad years in Italy. Thierry, you made him the player he was, really. I mean, Oziel's coming here as a sort of bona fide superstar, really.
Yeah, he's. I believe he's at a good age. You know, he's 24, 25 in October. He's already a great player, as you say, and. There's room now between 25 and 30 to become a dominant player and to get a step up even from that, because there are many good players from very, very good to great. That's the step you make usually between 25 and 30, and that's down to going to the right club at the right moment, having the mental dedication. That makes a difference between 25 and 30. That's the major difference now.